What's up? I'm Grizz. Welcome, skipping Loafer episode 10. Pretty late right now. Usually I record earlier in the day, so if I don't have enough energy to really get through this, I'm sorry. But we're gonna do what we got, I guess. And go into this. Hoping for some good things for Shima. Hoping Buddy ain't that down bad. Hoping, they're gonna force him into the play. There's no background shit. They're not gonna let him do that at all. Hopefully they make this work. I don't know. Get him through some things. Let him face his past a little bit. Let him do his stuff. Has his support system in place of his people and friends at school now, hopefully. And hopefully they're good enough for him and allow him to break himself free in a way of whatever it is that's strapping him back. If you like it all, hit the like and subscribe. Do mean a lot to me. Feel free to stick around for discussion. Please leave any comments about this episode or series. Good going. Episode 10. It's your job, alright. Ah, is she even going to be involved, I wonder? Is this going to show off the play? So, I don't understand. I don't have a good play knowledge. If that was supposed to be like a big thing everyone knows, I got no clue. Oh, what is that? Okay. It's a musical. What's it about, though? Oh. I knew instantly I needed to be here for this. Wow. Your deciding factor for going to a school was simply the festival. Huh. Just carrying it all. That's literally the silent voice guy. You can't tell me that. Oh. I've seen that happen in other shows before too, yeah. It probably happens. Yeah. He couldn't get out of it. Yeah. 100%. Oh? We need somebody attractive. Okay, you're good enough. Yeah, you've kind of got a reputation at this point. It's his own fault for trying to uphold this, though. But I understand why. Yeah. So they weren't even forcing you, but they were putting a lot of pressure and eyes on you, though. Yep. Yep. Once again, it was his own fault. Some have already taken notice to that. That's not the point. It does. Try to create a healthy balance. No, it's not. It is what it is. Poor boy. And she's gonna get all angry that I might be having fun. Yeah. Not even that, but just the fact that you think it's okay to participate? Nah. It's definitely her reaction. Oh, we're finally gonna learn? Oh, so it is the town. I like it, Vika.
修道女ライラは自由奔放で歌うことが大好き。修道院の規則を破ってばかりの彼女は大佐の家へ家庭教師に行くことに。大佐の家には大勢の子供たち。そして妻を亡くして以来、家族と向き合えなくなってしまった大佐。私には仕事がある。大佐の姪エミリアと岩師ヨハンとの身分違いの恋の行方は。エミリアお嬢様。Wow.
I hate musicals, to be honest. Oh, she's directing. Nice. Sorry I hit you. No, you meant that. Yeah. And well, Shima. So we're good. Yeah, we're in the clear. No. What is she on, dude? Aww.
それが昨日投資でやってみた動画で、こっちが脚本なんだけど、結構大変な量。
Wow, she already looks tired, dude. Oh yeah.
難しいかな。大丈夫。
No, it's not
朝か
Mitsui.
昼だったら打ち合わせもいけると思う。おお、さすが。ありがとう。うんうん。
Ah,
私も参加したかったから。
we have two people here who just do things to please others in a way.
危な。大丈夫？おい。
I was till then.
気つけてマジで。と休んだら？
大丈夫大丈夫。ありがとう。
Keep your
仕
space.
事もらいすぎじゃないかな。ちょっと他の人に振るとか。
No, no, no. Yeah. Ah.
されるの嬉しいし、こん
I
な
mean-
大きなイベント、せっかくだから目いっぱいやってみたい。
But at the expense of your health, let's not go that route.
お母さん見てた？
Oh, we gonna learn some?
すっごく上手だったよ。頑張ったね。
He did it to make her smile.
思い出すんだ。
劇の動画も見ないと。
This poor girl. They're not gonna be mad at you. It's okay.
なんかいい案ある？
I didn't watch it.
本当にごめん。昨日寝落ちしちゃってあんま見れなくて。ああ、そっかそっか。
Yeah. We weren't really expecting it. She'll watch it now, though.
今からでも
Yeah.
見返して。みつみ、お昼食べようよ。
Nah. Yeah. You don't gotta work so
こ
hard.
れいいかも。浅野さん、中庭じゃない？ちょっと行ってくるね。え、お昼は？ごめん。先に。
No. I don't like that. I don't like how everybody's acting. I get why they are, but I don't like it.
見てないなら急いで来ることなかったじゃん。岩倉さんね。
And then look at her trying her hardest going to talk to them. She's always running forward, smile on her face.
わかった。なんで思い出したのか。
Because Mitsumi reminds you of
転
yourself.
びそうで、傷つきそうで。
できない
But
な
yeah,
ら最
it
初
gives
か
it
ら
her
引き受
all.
けないでほしいんだよね。まあそれはね、ちょっと空回ってるよね、やる気が。
まだ小さな子供。
And then this is even more shitty. Yeah.
お母さん、どうしたの？大丈夫。ちょっと喧嘩しちゃっただけだよ。本当？本当。
Then send the kid back to their room, reassure them that everything's okay.
次のセリフまで全部覚えたんだよ。え？すごいじゃない。
And then he would do stuff like this simply to make her happy in times like this where she was sad.
ホタルは夜にしか見られないじゃん。だったら夜こっそり抜け出してみんなであの川に行こうよ。お隣は内緒でさ、僕らだけで行くんだ。作戦は僕が考える。
Go to the river by ourselves, yeah?
1時間に1回。その隙に
And
ナー
that's
ス
what
ス
he
テージ
does
に
it
前
for
を
right
向ける。
there.
外に。
庭師ヨハンはで走り去る。本当、ぴ
Yeah.
ったりの役をもらった。
Yeah.
どれがいい？
Mm.
夏休みに短期バイトをして羽振りがいいのだ。好きなものを選ぶがよい。
急にとの。じゃあみかんゼリ
And they're in jelly. Huh.
ガット
Mm.
ということはやっぱり浅野さんたちの話聞こえてて心配して引きか
She's getting better. Yeah. Yeah.
ごめん。
He didn't want to turn his back on you,
そ
though.
うだ。
母さんが喜ぶからやってた。
Wonder where she's at in the equation now. I thought of some painful memories. Sorry.
何？
泣かせてる
She's like, I should have known. I listened to you. I didn't do anything to not put you in this position.
激出るの嫌だったよね
うん。
私前にいろいろ聞いてたし気づけたはずなのに
Yeah.
というかなんとなく引っかかってたのに都
But
合
I
よく
just
解
sat
釈し
there
ようと
and
してた
yeah,
っていう
let it
か
pass over.
ごめんね
いやいや、それははっきりしなかった俺が全部悪いやつ。
That's also, I'd more so blame him, but I understand.
中庭で言われてたの聞いたと思うけど自分で仕事を引き受けておいてすっぽかしちゃったんだ、やりたい気持ちだけで結局他の人に迷惑かけて島君は自分が大変な時でもこうやって心配してくれて
And
る
I'm
の
not
に
doing anything for you in a way.
私全然周りが見えてなかったなーって。
こんなことで泣くんだな。母数多けりゃ揉め事だって当然増えるし、今なんかマシな方でしょ。
Yeah, especially if you compare it, but we don't like comparing about around here.
量なんか目指して。
You might not be built for
君
that
がい
life.
て高校生活ちょっと面白くなったけど、海とか山に囲まれた場所の方が似合ってる気もする。傷つかないで、そのまんま変わらないでいてくれないか
And
な。
how do you protect that?
隠しちゃうものなのかしらね。
そういうところだよな、ヨハン。そんなんだから間違った道に走っちゃうんだ。
Over to the dark
結局誰も死な
side.
ずに済んだんだし、まだ引き返せるよ。
Never too late to turn
私た
back.
ちと同い年なんだよね。ヨハンだって一つしか年
Similar.
を選びきるところまでは描きたくなかったんじゃないかな。
Right.
やってみる？
The dance? Please.
僕が見つけた小さなバラ、君は耐える。
That's so
この
cute.
手掴んで。
あなたが積んだ私はバラなんとか
Oh, the song is something else, you know?
わかんない
そんで段を上がって。
少し楽しい
上手じゃん、みつみちゃん。
You should be in the play.
ありがとね、しまくん。もう大丈夫になった。
Lift her
教室
spirits.
戻ろう。
Mm.
私はね、しまくん。多少ド派手に転ぶことが多い人間だけど、
But she's also the person who gets right back
起
up.
き上
Yep.
がるのもむちゃくちゃ得意なんだから。
Might knock you down. You might be out of it for a minute, but we getting the fuck back up. And that's something he was never able to.
みつみちゃんはみつみちゃんだ。
Even to this day, struggles with that in no way. We're going down that route.
楽になるかなって。
どれどれ？
おー、
確かにこれならコストもかかんないね。
使えるかな。
Still wants to be helpful despite what everybody else might
ご飯
say.
の合わせやるよ。
Oh!
おめでとう。
Oh!
うわ、ありがとう。
小さなバラ。ようやくエミリア担当同い年とは可愛いもんですな。
Bro, he's just like me. I do the same thing. 28 days till festival. 27. We're just taking it down. Are we gonna get it next week? How many episodes of this are there? I should probably check that too. 12 or 13? Probably 12. What we got going on here? This is the mom, yeah. What is this? Oh, Yeah, we are.
おじさま。
うむ。
We're going right
みんな
into
聞
it.
いそうだったよ。お前が一番。
All right, so I want to specifically, we'll get into some other stuff later, but I want to mainly touch on things regarding Shiba and his past and his family life that he kind of has and just where he's at, it seems like, as a person. And I want to use that as kind of like the thing that we're going to build off here without me going scene by scene and kind of discussing it, because there's some things that happen early on that mix in later on. Some things I want to go over. Specifically, want to talk about the idea of him fully being able to get himself back into this and trying to work as hard as he can towards this play, have something to look forward to. We see in the complete end scene as he struggles this entire episode, basically, and even last week, to really wrap his head around the idea of being able to do this and not feeling like he deserves to in a way, and kind of hiding behind the things that have happened in the past and not wanting to. He seems to finally take that step into the light that we see at the end, and he's moving towards being better. He's moving towards finding that happier side of him and giving it his all and doing something like this, trying to find joy in the things that he's doing, which is a massive step for him to be able to take. Somebody who continuously sits down and seemingly does everything, and everything that he kind of like operates under is behind the idea of what would Ririka want, or what would she be okay with? How would she take this? Not saying that literally every decision he makes is like that, but it seems like a lot of decisions, things that maybe she could kind of understand, or maybe hear, and he thinks that she might have an opinion on. It seems like she has a strong influence over the way that he kind of approaches and does things, and the negative things that can come along with it. But he also feels like he owes it to her in a way to kind of just listen to her and obey the things almost. It's weird. It's a very weird situation that he's in. The thing that really rang out to me and scared me about all this is we specifically learn more about his past and everything that goes on regarding his mom and his family life, it seems like, which I think for the most part, we end up finding out that he was into acting when he was younger, whether it was just because his mom did it or wanted him to do it, or just whatever reason they ended up getting him into it. His mom seemed to be in a abusive relationship almost, whether it's physically, just verbally, whatever the situation is, being abused. And as a result would cause her to become probably depressed and just very sad, try to be this stronger person that she probably can't be, or she doesn't feel like she can. She tries to put on this face and this act, but it probably is very difficult, and trying to make Shima be able to stay out of this and not really have to be involved with it, as most parents would do. They want to involve their kids in any sort of way of this, try and hide it from them, tell them everything's okay, don't worry about it, just go back to your room, like those type of things, right? It seems natural, the things in which that she's doing. Shima, somebody who's completely realizing this or realizing her mood, is also taking an understanding to the idea that she gets very excited. A big smile comes on her face every single time that he begins talking about something positive that has occurred to him while acting, whether it's remembering his lines or he does a really good job performing something or just anything in that field, right? And she seems to get very excited or very happy for him, whether that is, or for herself, or it could be selfish reasons, it could not be, but we're going to take it more under the idea that she's very just happy to see him succeeding and doing something, and it makes her happy as a result to see her kid becoming something good or something great, right? And finding a passion and an interest in things. So he takes on this burden, he takes on this responsibility almost of trying to keep his mom happy and make her happy, which is a tough fucking thing for somebody his age to take on. It's not an easy thing, and he really doesn't seem like he can do much besides this. So he does whatever he can in this power, and in this power that he seems to have, to make her kind of happier, give her a sense of relief, or maybe for a moment forget the negatives and the bad things going on in her life. Where I believe we transition this entire scenario, Shima was probably still acting at the time that the Ririka incident occurred. Now, whether he was heavily into it at the time or things already began drying up for him, I have no idea. Regardless, it seems after this incident had occurred with her, he kind of took a path of taking even more blame and putting even more things on him while trying to do something, I guess, in return for the things that he felt like he took from her. So as a result, one of them was not finding happiness in some sort of way. So as a result, he probably stopped acting completely, or didn't want to do it, or didn't have that joy and never wanted to talk about it or show anything off to his mom. And as a result, their relationship probably drifted apart a little bit too. It could literally be as simple as they didn't speak anymore. It could just be as simple as they didn't have anything else to do, because all the times he would go to her maybe were to kind of cheer her up or discuss this or talk about something regarding it. And instead, all of that kind of just went out the window, right? Maybe she even picked up on the idea that these things make her happy, and then she pushed him into a direction that wasn't healthy. Like we don't, these are the issues. We don't understand enough about the situation. We get a small picture of what it is, but we don't fully understand it. I'm going to operate under the idea that after all this stuff kind of went down, he grew away from being in this industry and didn't want to be a part of it. And as a result, his mom just continued to be sad over time. Whether things happen, I don't know where the dad was at this point many years down the line, but if he's still involved in the same similar things are going on, she probably has nothing left to cheer her up in a way. And Shima, being the one who maybe feels like he took that, also feels like he kind of took something away from his mom. So finally, full circle coming back to everything. With all that said, we get a scene right at the beginning of the show, or in the middle somewhere. Shima talking to his friend, specifically telling his friend, please don't tell Ririka about this play or what I'm doing. Specifically saying, I do not want her to find out, type of thing. But what happens at the end? The mom finds the flyer on the floor, realizes it's for the school, probably realizes that Shima's going to be a part of it, probably going to show up to the festival and see it. You know who she probably told about this? Yeah. So it wouldn't surprise me if Ririka's here next week and shit goes really down and Shima really has to dig deep within him to figure out if he's just going to lose it completely and not be able to perform, or if he's going to say, fuck that, I'm my own person. I need to pick myself back up and not let myself fall down, similar to how Mitsumi talked about this episode, and drive forward and not have to use these things as ways to hold me back down. Because this could be something big too, where it can mend this relationship that he might, these bumps in the road that he might be having with his mom here, and kind of allow her to find this happiness once again while watching him perform. But it could fuck him up really bad by having Ririka there if she ends up showing up. It could also fuck her up really bad by seeing him happy in some sort of way. So I don't know. There's multiple things at play that could happen here and gets me really nervous. Majority of the rest of the episode involve things specifically about Mitsumi taking on too much work, doing a lot regarding student council, and then having to mix everything in with planning things with the festival, and then also working within her class to kind of help them. She's not able to take on a role in the play specifically because she has so much other shit to do, and now she's struggling even behind the scenes to kind of get everything done. She openly wants to be a part of this in some sort of way, so it takes on responsibility of telling them that she'll watch the rehearsal or whatever they did and then gain ideas or give them feedback in some sort of way. However, the issue is she has so many other things that on her plate that she ends up messing up here and falling asleep and not being able to watch it, which results in these girls kind of, I guess they were talking bad about her in a way. It felt more like they were just questioning, like, why did she even bother taking this on if she just wasn't going to watch this anyways, or if she wasn't going to help us? Like, why? Like, just questioning it in a way. But I guess you could also take it in a way of, like, what the fuck's her problem for even doing that? Because that makes plenty of sense. If you know good and well that you're not going to end up getting this done, or that's going to be too much work for you, why tell other people that you're going to do something just for you to not end up doing it? So I can fully understand where they're coming from, but they also realized that Mitsumi had a lot on her plate, so they shouldn't have to rely on her or expect her to. So when that one girl specifically said, don't worry about it if you can't, I think that should read as a big way of her actually focusing and doing this on her own. And if Mitsumi can give some feedback, it would help. But if not, it doesn't really matter. So I don't know which way that each of those characters took it. Regardless, Mitsumi overhears this. Shima ended up overhearing this. And Shima kind of gets a little concerned about how Mitsumi's going to react or how it's going to make her feel. So he goes back and tries to cheer her up. Really cute entire scene that we got out of that, regarding just a nice little talk that they had about the whole situation, how each of them feels. Mitsumi also just being able to vent openly, realizing that she took on too much for herself in a way, but also realizing that she took it all on for herself, specifically because these are things that she wanted, while realizing that other things were going on and bad things might have been happening with Shima mentally and other situations that she could have probably paid more attention to, or no, she was paying more attention to, but didn't actually take action or do anything. And she just kind of let them happen and let them pass. And instead of focusing and being there for others, she was only focused really on herself, which makes her just feel absolutely awful, which is a feeling I think most people can have. And I fully understand where she's coming from that, but it doesn't hurt to be selfish sometimes, and especially if this is an experience that you're so excited about, you know. But it also is tough, finding the line behind, would somebody like Shima want her to just go up and be like, oh, what's wrong, and like have this conversation? Would he even be able to be open if you end up trying to approach them in that situation? But also one of those things of maybe if he wants to talk about it, he'll come to me type of things, and then you get in your own head and you don't know the correct approach to take. So it could be things that just kind of welled up in her mind, and she ultimately didn't end up taking any action, and then now it all just bursts at once, and she realizes, shit, I probably should have taken some action, or I should have did something, or said something at least, stepped in the way maybe, so that you didn't have to be a part of this. Especially because there only seems like there's a couple people in the cast, so it doesn't seem like the entire class is doing it, so he definitely had the option, which is something else that we've entirely talked about, or they talked about this episode, specifically Shima taking and making these decisions because he's trying to uphold his image in a way without actually going out of his way and just speaking his mind and expressing who he really is and trying to hold the status in a way, which was really unfortunate that he's kind of trying to keep peace in a way and do this. I don't really know much more to say about that though. It's one of those things I wish that he didn't do it, and I don't know any ways to say, oh, this is the better approach for him to do. Literally be honest with himself is the only real approach to take, but how you're going to be able to convince somebody at the end of the day that that's the most important thing to do, I have no idea. The whole dance scene that they had trying to pick Mitsumi up after she ends up having a nice little cry about the situation was beyond cute, and I'm very happy that they did, and it allowed her to kind of feel included in a way, like she was really contributing to the play, but also just a fun way for her and her friend to experience something and just have fun as they continue to make the best pairing this season, probably this year, that I'm gonna see in anime. So that makes me very happy. Shima also questioning specifically about like wanting Mitsumi to remain this innocent, pure-hearted person that she is, and not wanting, or not thinking that it might not be appropriate for her to continue down the path that she's trying to and be involved politically and all this stuff in big cities and do whatever, especially because she's somebody who can break down so easy in these situations. She should be somebody who's kind of kept away in these more secluded areas and more innocent and pure and can just kind of enjoy life and brighten it for some of the people around her. Definitely a feeling I can understand, at least. Rather unfortunate though. I like also her line of specifically understanding that this is a bad thing the way that she is, but also realizing that she's somebody who can get up at the end of the day and always bounces back. And sometimes you do hit these bumps in the road, but there's always a brighter side, and she can understand and see that. And she just has to get through these moments that she might have at times for her to grow stronger and bounce back. And I think that's really speaks volumes to the type of person that she is and the reasons that he views her in the light that he does and wants to protect her in a way. Being able to see this innocence in a way, but this bright spot of somebody who gives it their all and is always running towards something and something brighter, right? Seeing that smaller version of himself almost inside of her might just be enough to kind of reignite that fire within him a little bit, which would be wonderful if we end up getting to see that. Once again, though, really hoping that we don't have that whole Ririka situation with the mom and all them showing up, but I'm assuming that's probably going to happen, which is going to drive me crazy. I'm assuming we're going to get a lot more Shima focus again next week, with Mitsumi just kind of being there as a pillar of support in some sort of way. And yeah, I don't know if I'm ready for all that, if that is what's going to go down. Very excited to see, though. Like this a lot, as always. That's really going to be all from me, though. I don't know much more I want to say. Please leave any comments about this episode, though. Really would like to read them and just see how other people are feeling going into these last few episodes. If you like this at all, though, hit the like and subscribe. They do really mean a lot to me. Feel free to check out the other videos in the channel. Leave any comments about this episode or series. I will be back next week, episode 11, though. Thank you for watching. See ya.